about 90%, 90 of all the trees in the tropics are dispersed by animals. Can be a fish, can be a bird, a bat, or a monkey. So these animals, they are crucial to maintain the forest alive. So my name is Mauro Galetti. I'm a faculty and of the biology department and a director of the Gifford Arboretum. I'm a tropical ecologist, so I work on tropical rainforest, studying animals that disperse fruits. So as a director of the Gifford Arboretum, I'm trying to promote the collections that we have here. It's a living collection, a living lab for education, for teaching, for research. So we have here plants from all over the world, but mostly from the tropics, from the Caribbean region, some from Brazil, from Venezuela, from Colombia, from all over the world, but mostly tropical plants. So the Caribbean islands, if we could go back in time up to 1,000 years old, will be like Galapagos. We'll be full of giant tortoise. We will have primates, macaws, giant sloth. So all these animals disappear due to hunting by humans, primitive humans, and they were important seed dispersers. So our idea is to understand how plants survive without the dispersers. Because frugivores, the animals that eat fruits, are so important for plants, one of my study, I found that the extinction of large toucans affect the evolution of the plants. Why? Because toucans eat the large seeds and disperse the large seeds. Large seeds produce bigger plants with higher vigor, and they can cope with climate change. So the extinction of toucans have a directional effect on large seeds, and today only small seeds are being dispersed. So that was the first study and the first research that linked the extinction of animals to change in the evolution of plants. So here in the Arboretum, we collect these fruiting trees and feed the giant tortoise, the Galapagos, not the ones that we used to have in the Caribbean, as a proxy, a substitute of their functional role in the environment. Once we fed them, we collect their poop, with the seeds, and then we put to germinate here in the Arboretum. And many of these plants, they are threatened by extinction, so when we feed them with the Galapagos, they are all germinating fast than the control. So the introducing tortoise will save the plants, because we are trying to resurrect, all these ecosystems how they were before humans disturbed. And rewilding now is the new trend in conservation, because it's an action. It's not only protecting. Because, we can go to a Caribbean island and say, okay, let's protect this island and leave it alone. But we already miss so many elements. We already missed the primates. We missed the tortoise. So it's dysfunctional ecosystem. So we want to reestablish functions that were lost 1,000 years ago. So the next step of this research is to go to the Caribbean, look at these plants here, map them, collect DNA for the genetic diversity, and one day, who knows, bring back some of the animals, to the wild. That will be my dream. We have, the Cretaceous, the Jurassic. We all think about the age of the dinosaurs, right? And now scientists believe that because our impact is so big in nature, so devastating, that we are entering the Anthropocene, the area, the age of humans in our planet. We will, one day disappear from our planet, but we will leave a mark here. So 60% of all the animals in the whole world are declining their populations. So there is a tremendous defaunation effect occurring right now. We always say about deforestation, But defaunation is also a big impact. And what we discovered a few years ago, that the extinction of animals can alter the climate. So how come? Because all these frugivores, they plant the trees, and these trees remove CO2, greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. So by promoting the planting, the animals are the ones who are planting the trees. They are planting trees that store more carbon and remove more CO2 from the atmosphere. So that's why defaunation is a critical problem that we are living today. I think there's a strong movement now against science. People don't believe that we should protect nature, or why do we need to protect nature? So a group of scientists wrote a letter together explain why we are in a critical time to save biodiversity. And if we don't save biodiversity, we will affect the climate, we will affect human well-being, and we will affect the whole planet. Well, when I was 5 years old, my uncle showed me tadpoles in a jar, and that changed my life. I saw that tadpole, wow, what's that? And how they change, how they metamorphose into a frog. This was the first memory that I have in my mind. And then later, because I'm from Brazil, I see the logging and the destruction of the rainforest every day. We see in the news, or we see there in the wild. So I decided to do something about it. And it's an honor to be considered one of the most cited scientists in the world. You don't work for that. You work because of your passion. You work for, to have your paper published, to support students. And this is just a result of hard work. And if you want to be a biologist, if you want to help nature, you need to be in nature. Computers are great, modeling is great, but nature will teach you.